Hi my dearest fellow plant lovers, welcome back to Inside Jungle channel. This is your host Rals, and if you haven't done so yet, I would like to ask you to consider subscribing to my channel if you like this video. Today we are going to talk about a plant that has a rare way of propagating itself, the mother of thousands plant. You might also know it by the name of alligator plant, or maybe devil's backbone, or even by its scientific name, Kalanchoe digremontiana, if I pronounce it is right, or Brophilium digremontianum, sorry about that, as it is classified by others. And yes, you can laugh about me. About my pronunciation, I mean. When grown outside at proper latitudes, it can quickly become a weed, so better grow it in a pot. Be mindful, it is not cold or freeze resistant, so make sure to bring it indoors at the first sign of dropping temperatures. Why does it quickly become a weed? Because it makes tons of babies, that's why. No matter how big or small the plant grows, after a few months it reaches maturity and it will start developing lots and lots of plantlets along the edges of its leaves, hence its name. What is interesting about this plant is that it lost the ability of making flowers and developing seeds if it ever did have it. It's like skipping 2 steps of plant propagation. Now over here you just saw my finger as a measurement tool for this pot and this plant size. It's extremely tiny, believe me. It's tinier than the video can show you in full. This was actually an experiment. I tried to see if the plant will reach maturity and develop plantlets in a very tiny pot. This pot is very dear to me. It looks very cute, and if you watch my previous video you know that cute, it's a very important word for me and my plants as well. Now over here you can see that the plantlets on the side of the leaves, actually on the edge of the leaves, have already formed tiny mustaches, tiny roots. So the root system is already developed in the air, and it lives off the mother plant and the humidity in the air to eat right now. Now this is a sign that very soon this will become droplets, and they are gonna fall, and wherever they find a little bit of soil underneath them, they are gonna become a new formed plant. And yes, it can quickly become a weed even indoors. Now that's my water collecting pot, and over there you can see a small, actually they are 2 small droplets, and they are a little bit dry because it's been a few days since they dropped over there with no water or no soil to nourish them. Now this, even if they look very dry and in poor shape, they will live, trust me. Yes, even in that poor shape, they will live if properly nourished with some soil and a little bit of water once a week. Why I'm so sure of it? Because I've experimented with droplets before and they all lived in poor conditions and poor soil. I just tested them. I also tested the mother plant of this tiny baby in the pot over here, and there were a couple of instances that for 2 long weeks I didn't water it at all during summer and it still lived. Speaking of the mother plant, I want you to meet it. Here it is. It grows in a larger pot with space for its roots, so the plant is much taller than the one you just saw and had the opportunity to develop in leaf size as well. As an optic size measurement, you can compare the leaf size with my hand. You can also observe that it has tiny plantlets on the edge of one leaf just in front of us. I'm trying to focus the camera so you can see how they are starting to develop aerial roots. I will change the soil soon, and I will also place the mother plant in a nice pot. I think it deserves it. Whenever I say mother plant, I feel like I'm saying mother ship. That happens if you grow up with Star Trek, so bear with me. To the right you probably notice 4 pots of orchids, out of which 2 are in desperate need of attention. Also, the side of my balcony got dirty due to the condensation and close proximity of the shelves, and that means we will have to clean it and repaint it very soon this summer. Yay! But until then I still have some work to do on the balcony. Summer is almost over, we are at the middle of August, That means we will have maybe 1.5 months of nice temperatures during the day. Already the nights are colder, so we will have to make sure that all the plants are settled in new pots with fresh soil so they have strength over the winter. In terms of repotting, I will also have to take care of a ton of, guess what? Mother of thousands babies. Yes, I collect them from the mother plant and I place them over here in this tray, and even the tiniest of the tiniest ones, they starting growing a set of new leaves. You can see them over there. They have been in this tray with a very thin layer of soil in the last couple of weeks, and I've already seen growth and improvement in their overall conditions, even on the tiniest ones. Let me try to zoom in a little bit after I offer you the perspective, and then let's go watch the tiniest of them all. Over there in the middle, can you see them? They have 2 big leaves and 2 very small ones emerging in the middle. This is a sign that the plant established itself in the soil, it starts getting nutrients, it starts getting the right amount of water, and they are thriving. I'm watering them twice a week in the very hot weeks and once a week if we have a rainy week. And they are doing just fine. So you can play with these plants, you can play as much as you can. You can put them in terrarias, open or closed. You can go for vacation and leave them in your house and they will be fine 1 week later, 2 weeks later, and you're gonna have lots of joy in playing with this. Don't forget they are poisonous, so keep your kids and pets away and wash your hands properly after you propagate them, or maybe you touch them, you wipe them off dust and so on. I really hope you have learned something today from me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe and the bell button if you haven't done so yet. See you next week with another video. Probably it's gonna be about those orchids you've seen earlier. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.